Then wise Telemachus answered him and spake with courage. For Athena herself had put boldness in his heart, that he might ask about his father who was afar, and then he might be had in good report among men. Nestor, son of Neleus, great glory of the Achaeans, thou askest whence we are, and I will surely tell thee all. We have come forth out of Ithaca, that is below Neon, and this our quest whereof I speak is a matter of mine own, and not of the commonweal. I follow after the far-spread rumor of my father, if haply I may hear thereof, even of the goodly steadfast Odysseus, who upon a time, men say, fought by thy side and sacked the city of the Trojans. For of all the others, as many as warred with the Trojans, we hear tidings, and where each one fell by a pitiful death. But even the death of this man Cronion hath left untold. For none can surely declare the place where he hath perished, whether he was smitten by foemen on the mainland, or lost upon the deep among the waves of Amphitrite. So now I am come hither to thy knees, if perchance thou art willing to tell me of his pitiful death, as one that saw it with thine own eyes, or heard the story from some other wanderer. For his mother bare him to exceeding sorrow. And speak to me no soft words in ruth or pity, but tell me plainly what sight thou didst get of him. I pray thee, if ever at all my father, noble Odysseus, made promise to thee of word or work, and fulfilled the same in the land of the Trojans, where ye Achaeans suffered affliction. These things, I pray thee, now remember and tell me the truth. Telemachus is making his plea to Nestor today. We've talked a little bit about Nestor already. He was with Odysseus fighting the Trojan War. One thing that I want to research, it's one of these weird things where, like, I don't want to necessarily spoil my experience reading this on air. I want to preserve that raw experience for you in this project. But there are like a few bits of clarification that I feel like I want and I'm not sure are going to be revealed to me. It's been alluded to a couple of times that a handful of men from Odysseus's crew on the way back from Troy have found their way home, i.e. Nestor, who we're talking about here. Was he part of Odysseus's crew that, like, fought Polyphemus? Like, remember in book 2, there was one of the men at the assembly whose son died at the hands of Polyphemus, the Cyclops, from Odysseus's crew. But some of the men found their way home, but Odysseus didn't. These are a little bit of the hazy things that I wasn't expecting going into this. I'm still feeling a little conflict at knowing what to comment on here, as each day we're just kind of going through these formalities in hospitality, the xenia that we talked about yesterday. Telemachus, I guess this is worth mentioning in my brief research on Homeric poems and Homeric heroes and stuff. But as far as the writing, the drama of this goes, a lot of the ancient Greek epics and plays place rites of passage within dialogue and speech. And this is the second, I think, that we've seen of Telemachus taking a turn. First was, maybe third. I mean, he sticks up for himself at the end of book 1 against all the wooers. He takes a more formal stand against the wooers in book 2 at the assembly. And here he is, in essence, doing a rite of passage by asking Nestor of his father. What is he passing into? I don't know. Maybe this is the sort of journey he has to go on to transform him into the king of Ithaca in Odysseus' absence. But today is going to be a short one. Join me here tomorrow as we continue with a little bit more of this conversation with Nestor and his sons on the shores of Pylos. Until tomorrow, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.